Yo, bro. Today we're going to talk about how working out will change your mental health. So, what do I mean by working out? Working out can mean a million and one different things. Your parents probably think working out means a walk in the sun. For other people, it will be jogging, it will be rowing, it will be some sport. For some people, that's football. Other people, it's rugby. Other people, it's weightlifting. Whatever that may be. For what I'm going to talk about here, it's going to be specifically focused on resistance training. So things like going to the gym, bodyweight exercises, things that will specifically increase your strength and muscle. So running, so say this is you now, yeah. So running, definitely will have some great effect on your mental health, right? Because you will have the benefits of the positive hormones that are released, the dopamine released from running, the feeling proud of yourself afterwards. However, the long-term vision is more important than today. And what I mean by this is weightlifting has a specific type of benefit in regards to a long-term vision. When you start working out, so I'm going to talk about myself here because, that's the only experience I have and I hope it teaches you something. When I started working out, I was 45 kilos at around 5'8". No, I think I was like 5'7", 5'6", 5'7" at the time. And I now have gone to 70 kilos at 5'10". Now, that 25 kilo gap was obviously simply gained from working out and dieting as a result of that. Like a specific way to put on muscle and put on weight. Now, the reason I'm saying this and the reason this is important is because when I was 45 kilos, I would go to the gym and I'd feel good, but I wouldn't feel good because, that day I trained. I didn't feel good specifically because of the positive endorphins or whatever you want to call it, all the things that everyone tells you. Sure, in that moment you will feel better. Probably for the next 30 minutes, you'll feel a bit better, you'll feel more relaxed. Your anxiety has gone because you've worked out hard, Resistance training also does have that benefit of the pushing heavy weights. It kind of takes some of that anxiety out of you about physical confrontation. Now, the real benefit, however, is this gap here of I would work out one day and I'd feel good, and then I'd feel good again because I worked out another day. And through hundreds or probably 1,000 workouts, I get to this stage. Now, the reason this is important because every time I'd work out, I would have the benefit of feeling proud of myself that I'm working towards a long-term vision. And now, when I work out, I still have a different long-term vision. I don't know, that may be 90 kilos. And that's the benefit of it. That's what running won't really show you, because you can be running and you'll feel good because, now I can run longer, for example. But it doesn't have, in my experience at least, having tried running and having tried weightlifting and martial arts and some sports, weightlifting has a different prowess when it comes to the long-term vision, because it's something you can physically see. It's something that you live in. Changing your skin, changing your body is something so fundamental to a human that it changes your experience of everything, right? So whenever you do work out, you get the positive feelings of, I did good. I'm working towards my long-term vision. I succeeded in something today. And something quite difficult, right? Working out and hypertrophy, so resistance training focused on building muscle, is extremely difficult. So when you do it, you have the immense benefits of, I did something hard, I deserve to feel proud of myself. And if you have mental health issues, that's massive, right? Having a reason that you will go from, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing anything. If you're depressed, you have depressive symptoms, you probably have very low motivation or low mood with anxiety. Going to the gym and working out, that itself may be very stressful. Now, I had both those things. Didn't want to train, had a low mood, I felt extremely anxious to go to the gym. So here's what I did. I'll make a new slide for this. So what I did is instead of focusing, okay, I can go to the gym, it was too stressful for me at the time, I started working out at home. So I would do 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, 20 squats, as I'd wait for my shower water to warm up. And that's what I was doing. And obviously, for anyone who has been weightlifting for a long time, this is not really going to get you anything. might get you a tiny bit of muscle or such, but it fundamentally isn't going to change your life. But what this did is it allowed me to feel proud of myself for something which I wasn't doing before. It was a new habit that I was succeeding in. At this time, I wasn't really thinking about, oh, in 5 years I'll have a better physique. I was just thinking, this is difficult, I'm going to do this, and I know it's good for me. And I felt better about myself. And over time, I realized, okay, I can do this, and I can get that muscle. I started developing that long term vision. You see, and that's what I think is important for many people. If you're not currently going to the gym, if you're not currently training consistently, there's a big gap between where you are and your long term vision, and that's a very scary gap to bridge, especially if that includes the anxiety of going to the gym, the anxiety of the people around you. It's a very stressful environment. It's not a very positive environment, as we know. So I started working out by myself, and this was good for me because I was literally like training in secret in my room for some reason. I didn't want people to know and whatnot. And this is something you can do as well. So if you're a beginner in this and you're not currently working out, I would recommend do some light workout that challenges you and try do it daily just to build up the habit, because you will firstly have the improved mental health benefits of you feel better today, you feel proud of yourself, you have a consistent routine which is extremely effective to get you out of, you know, depressive ruts, anxiety ruts and stuff like that. And then you will develop the skill that will allow you to eventually go to the gym. So this is what I did. So I was working out like this for a long time. I was increasing the reps, adding more exercise and whatnot, but it was still just me in my room with a set of dumbbells. And then eventually I had built up enough strength and confidence from that that allowed me to go to the gym with my friends. Now, going to the gym with your friends is, I think, a very nice way to get into weightlifting consistently and get into it properly, where you can then start developing a long-term vision, because everyone there is kind of working towards this. Most people in the gym aren't going to the gym because the gym feels good that day. Because if that was the case, everyone would go there, do some light exercises or whatever feels fun. No one would really have a routine, right? People would go to the gym and think, what muscle do I want to work today? How am I feeling today? It's not how people work when they go to the gym. They go to the gym and think, this is my routine. So that's the muscles you want to build today. That's what you want to focus on. Everyone there has a long-term vision. They're working towards something. And this is what the small start will lead you to. You're trying to build confidence to reduce the anxiety of going to the gym, to bridge the gap to your long-term vision. So once you have your long-term vision, you can then make progress towards it. And the small progress towards it, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, incrementally will make you feel better. So, the problem with this is, however, how to not fall into body dysmorphia. Once you do start going to the gym and you do have a long-term vision and you realize that you're here and your long-term vision is here, you'll realize, I'm not strong right now. I'm not that muscular right now. Or for you, that may be, I'm overweight right now. I don't have the physique I want right now. Now, what I found with body dysmorphia is, because I've had it, everyone's had it, that trains consistently, in my opinion. My whole friend group, when I ask them, all of them have had problems with body dysmorphia. Obviously, for some people, myself or someone else, that may be more exacerbated because of mental health issues or prior things. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be a comprehensive guide to how to not fall into body dysmorphia. This is a massive problem, but I believe it's a problem you're going to have whether you're training or not. It's a problem I had whether I was training or not. As soon as when I was 45 kilos, and this was when I was like 14 or 15, right? I hit puberty around like late 15. So everyone around me had already hit puberty and they were a lot stronger than me, a lot bigger than me, taller than me. And that definitely messes up with your body image and confidence, right? Which is terrible for your mental health. So whether you're not training or you are training, you will always be here and your dream physique is here. Now, the only thing I can tell you that has worked for me is, firstly, focusing on the incremental change. So there's no need to focus on, you when you'll have a six-pack and big muscles. That's a V-taper. Big arms. When, to get to this stage, what you can focus on is, okay, I'm here, and if I keep working out, I will get to here. It doesn't matter about the other people around me. It's that fact that I know that if I do this for a certain amount of years, I will reach that stage. And also, so that's one thing. Focus on your progress, realize that you will reach that stage, and kind of try to cloud out everyone else from that. This is a very personal journey, something that will build your confidence, something you have to focus on yourself with it. It's something that it's so important for your mental health because as soon as you start working on it, it's an individual journey about bettering yourself. Now, the second thing I would recommend is delete social media. Or if you're not going to delete it, genuinely avoid it as much as you can, especially things that you can scroll on like Instagram, TikTok, things like that you'll see other people's physiques that are quite frankly going to be better than you, not because they are better than you in some fundamental way, simply because they're working out longer across this line. So you may be here right now with a few months in, they may just be here. You're both going to reach this stage, but as of now, there's just that little gap. Now, your brain is not going to interpret this. It will literally just interpret, oh, they are ahead of me. They are better than me. I am here. Everyone else I see online is here. That's terrible for your mental health. And I have found there were times when I have the most exacerbated body dysmorphia, when I feel the weakest, when I feel the smallest, the most, highest body fat, whatever that may be. It's when I'm more on social media. So I definitely avoid that as well. And thirdly, is taking progress pictures. Now, I know this may be extremely difficult when you're down here, and it's something I didn't do because, quite frankly, I thought I looked like shit. Right? You don't want to go through this of taking progress pictures and feeling like shit. But if you do it, a few months in, you'll look back and you'll realize, I do actually look better. I have lost some weight. I have put on some muscle. And now, especially, I don't really have specific photos of this because I didn't do this. But if I did it, when I have, say, photos from like a year or two ago and I look at them compared to now, today, say, for example, hypothetical scenario, say today I feel like shit and I think I look terrible. And then I look at a photo from 2 years ago and then I'm like, actually, I do look better. I have improved. I have put muscle on. So, to summarize, realize that you are going to reach your goal with this. Remove social media. Try not to focus on other people's journeys because your brain is not going to interpret that correctly. It will literally interpret it as there's people better than you. You're not good enough. And thirdly, try take some progress pictures to the only comparison you'll have is with your older self. And that's what I'm going to leave this for, because I feel like that's all you really need to avoid body dysmorphia, how to start, the long-term vision, and how this is going to benefit you and feel better about yourself, and you'll have something in your life that you'll feel proud of. And finally, very, very importantly, what are the actual long-term effects of this? So importantly, you will have confidence. Oof. Fantastic handwriting. You'll have improved confidence. The reason you'll have improved confidence is because, especially if you're someone who has anxiety issues, as I had myself, is what I found when you increase your strength, when you get physically larger, your anxiety tends to drop dramatically because you'll feel safer. That's the truth of the matter, right? If you're a young man and you're here, and something I shared is, in my friend group, for example, I was especially a lot weaker than a lot of the guys who were a lot taller and stronger than me because they had been training for years, right, before this stage. Now, when I went through this journey, I actually reached all the guys. And the thing with that is once that hit me, is I was actually wrestling one of my friends, and historically for like 5 years of our friendship, he was always a lot stronger than me, and there was some sort of fear of that, whenever we'd get physical. And we just started wrestling for fun, and I destroyed him. And then I realized, wait a minute, we're both at the same stage. I am not weaker anymore. I do feel safer in myself. And that's almost a revolutionary feeling when you realize you're as strong or stronger than the people around you. That's like a fundamental part of your brain, feeling safe. People around you now stop feeling like threats because you feel like you can defend yourself. And the increased confidence is truly life-changing, right? That will drop your anxiety. the fact that you're training consistently and you have a habit that you feel proud of yourself should reduce depressive symptoms. And on top of that, you do get the minute benefits of, the positive feelings, the positive chemicals, whatever that may be. I'm not really into that. I don't really care about the positive set of chemicals my brain releases when I work out. I just feel proud of myself. I feel happy that I did something difficult, and I feel happy that I'm going along the progress, that I'm reaching my my long-term vision of what I will find successful in this journey. So I hope that helps, bro. Much love.